looking at stats and finally getting a chance to see it, I liked liked how we came out and played the first half. Second half, there were stretches where we weren't probably as detail oriented and let some things slip. But for a veteran group, this is what I expected. Guys coming out, not looking past any game, not looking past any possession. And I like for only a day of preparation, I thought they had a very good first half.
Mike, in terms of just being veteran to come out and play and not, after what happened Sunday with the win, what gave you confidence that they would be able to do that and kind of put it behind them quickly?
It was actually a comment that Mike said when we brought it in. I probably only went 2 or 3 live drills the day after the Miami game. And, I started talking about it, and Mike just stopped me, said a couple of adjectives I can't repeat here, and said we focus, do what we have to do and get to number 3. So we only have 9, like I keep saying, we only have 9 of them, but you know what, those seniors add so much, and they just, again, it's why they're being successful. And I told my freshmen, Mike Coburn tries his his tail off every single day to be perfect in the drills and the communication. James Beattie works so hard. He was lifting an hour and a half before yesterday's practice and going hard with it. He was the only one in there. Those two get it. Mitch gets it, and so those guys are good leaders right now. We found leaders, that's for sure.
Coach, do you expect JB to step up like this offensively?
He certainly was our best. No, not before I got here, and not watching last year's films, but in our preseason, we chart every live drill that we do. He shot tremendously, and again, he has a confidence. He knows, it's fun to play that way. You're playing 30 minutes, JB, whether you shoot it well or not. I'm rolling with you. You're what I got. And so he's got a kind of a confidence to him and a swagger that I love. The bench knew he was pulling up 2 or 3 times on some of those pull-ups, and he has the freedom to do that. And now, he's showing what type of player he really is.
Mike Coburn had 10.7 assists and no turnovers in the first half. Did you ever think you'd see that line from him when he took over his program?
No. And Jerry, it's amazing. There was a time where he was dribbling a million miles an hour down the right-hand side, and it was like a collective gasp from the crowd. I could hear it, that they knew Mike was going to jump in the air and do something not very intelligent. He jump stopped, he pivoted, and he found Austin Carroll for a 3. He's just doing the plays that we teach. He's bought in completely. And his game has matured so much. I think it's always been there. It's just he's kind of just buying in. But his decisions are what sets him apart. He's playing on the floor. He stopped jumping in the air and trying to make a decision.
Like, what did it mean just to get some of the young kids playing time, a lot of playing time for Poole, for Austin Carroll, and Gilbert?
A lot, so we can watch film with them. So we can now, hey, look, this is what you did positive, this is what you did negative. Those guys, when we get in the heart of the season, we're going to need them. And so giving Austin Carroll and Gilvitas and Mike Poole extended period of time, great teaching points with them. And those guys, again, since we play 9 and we're constantly rotating, those guys are going to be a big part. If they can improve, they'll be a big part of our success hopefully down the future.
Mike, were you at all concerned there might be some kind of hangover from the big win on Sunday and you're turning around playing 2 days later?
Yeah, you always, as a coach, you worry about everything as a coach. But again, as I said, Mike Coburn and JB were so good in practice the next day. They were so locked in. Guys were kind of had smiles on their face, and they set the tone right away. And so when players do it for themselves, if they police themselves, it's so much better than if I'm scowling and screaming at them. If your own teammates are doing it, they listen a lot quicker. And those guys, I'll tell you what, I think that's why they're playing so well. Those guys it means more to them. It means more, and tremendous leadership right now.
Talked about this team has always talked about that it likes that people doubt them, doubt that they can win games. Did they need to win this game like this, considering they were not the underdog?
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. Just every possession, doing what we do, sticking to the formula. And was this the game that we were going to not have the ball movement because guys are going to be more concerned with their shots, or their shot attempts or their assists, whatever it may be. And shows you kind of some of the core of this team. It is what it is. It's a very unselfish team. It's a very team-oriented group and very energetic group. So yeah, I like what I saw tonight. And this team is just, they have a little bit of a hunger. They want to win. They want to play. They want to prove people wrong, to be honest with you. And they have a lot of motivation every single day.
Mike, looking forward to Friday's game. You're going to face one of your mentors, Phil Martelli. How do you feel about that? Because I'm talking to Phil. He doesn't seem to like the idea of
No, he
these
hates
guys.
He hates it. And he hates it because he's so close with
Right.
his son. And I coached under him, and Jimmy's been with me. Yeah, it's never good. I'm so excited playing at Palestra. And since I have such respect for St. Joe's, it's exciting to me. But in the end, if I lose, I'm going to be really disappointed. And if I win, I'm going to be kind of disappointed, to be honest with you, because he's so close to me, and a lot of people at that program are so close to me. So, but in the end, playing at Palestra, having a chance when I was at Fordham to play and coaching there one time as that I was Robert Morris, I think it's the coolest thing. Again, I'm a coach's son. Been around the game all my life, so bringing a team to the Palestra with the history, we're going to make sure we walk around Thanksgiving Day, kind of walk through the hallways and take a look at all the past and guys, all of the heroes that played there, all the tremendous players that played in the Palestra.
Your dad was a coach. Can you imagine doing what Jimmy's going to do on Friday?
Yeah, different No, I'm kidding. No, and I don't know, Brendan, how many fathers and son combinations have really gone against each other.
Right.
Especially if you know the Martellis, if anything, it's family. I mean, they're so family oriented. So it was awkward to his mother even the other day, coming, and she's just like, I don't like it. I'd like to not to go. And so it's an interesting thing because they are so close. But once the ball goes up, they're a Martelli. They're both would rip your lungs, your throat out to win a basketball game. Son and father and mother and other brother. They're all the same. They're all very competitive individuals. But man, are they close off the court.
Mike,
2 more questions?
Yeah, sorry to belabor this point, but can you just give us a comment on what Phil has meant to you as a mentor, what he's taught you?
Again, when I was out of basketball, I came from Chicago State, which was 330th, which was out of 331, into when they were first in the country at that point with Jameer and Delonte. He brought me back into basketball when I was working at the hoop group. So without him, I couldn't have done any of this. And he just taught me. He taught me how to sell the program. He taught me how to coach the game, how to relate to the players. He did so much for me in my career. I could spend all night talking about what Phil means to me and my family. I mean, he housed me when I went to St. Joe's the first 4 months. I stayed in Jimmy's room when he was off, coaching. So it's almost like playing against family, when I coach against Phil.
That it? Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Coach.